Our dreams, what we like, what we love is basically pushing us to reach that, right?
If the dream doesn't feel right to you, or if like the project doesn't feel right to you, obviously don't pursue it. I also want to talk a little bit about pursuing your dreams, or pursuing, I guess people call it their purpose, their passion, or their dream. I want to talk a little bit about that with you, because I feel like now with COVID, I feel like kind of like what we went through, we were stuck a little bit, and it was just like really hard for people to move forward, or they're still maybe using COVID as a wall from stopping them from pursuing, whatever it is that they want to do. I want to talk a little bit about how we didn't want that to happen, or even actually let's even talk about the industry, because now with the industry kind of being slow, I guess I don't want to say it's stopped, but being slow, we didn't want to let that dictate our trajectory and how we excel. So let's talk a little bit about how we moved forward from being stuck.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of I guess deciding that this is really what we want to do. Our dreams, what we like, what we love is basically pushing us to reach that, right?
I totally agree, because this was something obviously first things first, if the dream doesn't feel right to you, or if the project doesn't feel right to you, obviously don't pursue it. But with this particular project, when you told me about hey, I want to start a bikini line, but I need your help, but I don't want to just create a regular bikini line, I saw so much more drive in that. I saw so much more meaning in that, and that's why I was oh my gosh, this actually means something to me. I want to partner with you on this. It actually it had that deeper connection with me.
Yeah, it's funny. I want to really ask you why and how you think of partnering with me. You could have just started your own.
No, that's the thing. As I mentioned before, I want to surround myself with goal-getters, and you're definitely one of those. I've been watching you, I've been seeing your stories. You definitely I know last year was tough. I know you expressed that, but it was just so cool to see that you're okay, it may be tough, but I'm not gonna let that stop me.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I only figured out, I'm good at brand strategy towards around July of last year. And I was okay, this is what I'm good at,
You're really good.
And then when you told me and I saw you with starting your small reselling line, I was okay, she's doing something, she's keeping busy. So I already saw that you had that tenacity and that drive in you. I know, big words. That drive in you, and I was I like that. It's so cool that you're hustling. It doesn't matter if it's big. For me, it doesn't matter if it's big or small.
Yeah, you just have to really start.
Yeah,
you just have to really start. So, I also would I would also want to bring up that every time I work with Carmela, it's so easy. I don't have so much knowledge about starting this project, but it's because of her. I am empowered to really learn more. I've really learned so much from her. So
thanks, Mirts. No, seriously, brand, that's the thing, brand strategy was always my passion. I love digging deep into the core, because all the aesthetics to a brand can come later, right? I think people get so caught up I need this logo, I need this imagery, I need this color palette, I want it, I want my campaign to look like this. But if there's no actual core as to the reason why and where to begin, it's so hard to execute. As I think I mentioned I mentioned a while ago, it's so important, yes, to have a vision with where you want to go, but what's the meaning?
Correct.
What's the meaning of it all? And that's what I really I kind of pounded you a little bit with that. I was let's go deep.
But we need to.
Right.
I sort of listen to you. Not sort of. Not sort of. Sorry. I listen to you on that part, because you know better. And, this project basically opened me up as well, because before I would just you get burnt out a little bit. I won't depend to other people. It's just me.
Yeah.
So if there are a lot of people around me that would want to genuinely help me, but because of pride, I will be I can do it on my own. I think I will. But this opened up my eyes to you people who genuinely want to help me.
Right.
So
I should
listen.
Of course. And I think it takes a lot of courage for you to ask, actually. I think that is also a very Maarte move of you to actually let go of that and be no, I want this, and I want this to be done of the best quality.
Correct.
I'm gonna talk to this girl. And I think that's really noble and really courageous of you to do that. And what you said, remember, it's what I mentioned a while ago, it's hard to trust like people, you know, and everything like that. But I think because of the work that I've been putting out and just me just kind of sharing like what I know about brand strategy and like how it's helped me, like, because my brand before Maarte was Good Karma. So for me, this is like my real life social proof that as to like why brand strategy is so important. I'm so excited that Maarte is like my big project for that. And I think it's just so awesome because I do think that if you want to have like a successful business and everything, you need to start within. And then it's a lot easier to expand outwards, do all the nice aesthetics, put it on the different social media platforms. Like that's all fine. But if you don't have that core, it's so hard to kind of like move forward, you know? And I think it's, aside from that, also having a vision of like where you want to go. Because from there, it's a lot easier to come up with the small steps in between, you know?
Correct.
And then let's talk a little bit about our setbacks, because I'm sure a lot of people are kind of like, okay, Carmela, Mirtle, you have like a really nice setup. It's so perfect. I know it's perfect, guys. It's perfect, right? We made sure. That's why people are like, we're not doing this if it's not up to our standard.